Hello, welcome to a Fragile unboxing. This is a secondhand unboxing of several broken binding titles that I missed out on. I mean, that's a debatable phrase. I did miss out on one of them, but it was because I already had a different edition. And I missed out on the other ones because I bought the lettered editions. So these are three broken binding titles, which, if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, are Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence, as well as The Coward and the Warrior by Stephen Aryan. I did unbox the lettered edition of The Coward and the Warrior on this channel, so please check that out. And I did unbox the Grim Oak Press edition of Prince of Thorns. Is there an easy tab on this? Like an easy tear tab? I don't think so. So we're just going to cut into it with my handy dandy trashy scissors. So you may be already familiar with these books. If you watch my videos, thank you for watching. You may already have seen versions of these, but I had missed out on the numbered edition. I was a little underwhelmed by the lettered edition for Stephen Aryan's The Warrior and the Coward. It said it was going to be cloth bound. It honestly didn't feel cloth bound. It kind of felt like paper bound. Now, I know it's not necessarily paper wrapper, but still, it's a little disappointing because I was kind of expecting, a very nice cloth bound book, and we get some very nice cloth bound books. Like Suntup does some very nice cloth bound books, particularly their artist editions. So I was a little disappointed, and I had missed out on the numbered edition because of that, because I was like, you know what, I'm going to spring for the lettered. But a gentleman online was selling these for a wonderful price, and I couldn't pass it up. I said, you know what, now's my chance. I'm going to get the numbered editions. I'm going to get Prince of Thorns, the 10th anniversary edition, which I had missed out on through the broken binding. But like I said, I do have the leather-bound edition from Grim Oak Press. So anyways, we'll start off with Prince of Thorns and Mark Lawrence. First, broken binding, one thing they do really well. Look at those pages. Look at those. Stenciled page edges. They do stenciled page edges so well. Oh, this is different. So the signature isn't really in its own sheet. It's like the end page. Here's the end papers, and it's part of the end papers, which is different. So anyways, there's the full wraparound artwork by, oh God, what's his name? Jason Chan, who did the same wraparound artwork for the Grim Oak Press edition. Mark Lawrence, Prince of Thorns, very nice printed boards here. So nice quote on the back there. This follows Jorg Ankrath, who is a very, very demented little teenager. Does some very dark things, is very much grim dark, is the type of fantasy this is. Very large text, too. It's like a large print edition. Look at that. You can read that clear as day on the video. I gave a much better description in the Grim Oak version, and I'm trying to keep this, rather brief. But Jorg Ankrath, surviving prince who survived a very traumatic event as a child, has a very messed up teenage years, and is coming home with his band of brigands that he's been on the run with to reclaim what is rightfully his. It's dark. I'm not going to lie, I'm not a huge fan of Jorg in this one. There's not as much character development in the first one. The second one, King of Thorns, a lot better character development. So can't wait to see if they do the 10th anniversary for that one. Anyways, the other two are the Coward and the Warrior here by Stephen Aryan. And I apologize, I don't remember. It was like Quest for Heroes was the name of this series. Quest for Heroes, it starts with the Coward, follows up with the Warrior. Once again, look at those page edges. Those are gorgeous. So it follows, when were you most afraid? Oh, I like that. It follows Kell, who was, yeah, see, this is the same material as the lettered edition. There's Steve and Aryan there. These were the first hardcover editions, which was very exciting, very cool. There's number 1. I, the Coward, or number 1. Kell slayed evil like 10 years ago by accident, but people, made him seem very heroic at the time. And now evil is coming back, and Kell, who is a coward at heart, is being called back into action to slay the evil. But he is a coward at heart. Illustrated end papers. There we go. Signed by Steve and Aryan. This is number 164. Very nice. I gotta say, this numbered edition feels nicer than the lettered edition. The lettered edition had gilded page edges. One was gold, one was silver. But this one's got a very, very cool stenciled page edge. But the material, so like this one was not cloth bound. The lettered was supposed to be cloth bound. But the material of the books is the same. It almost feels, like I said, it feels papery. Kind of like a paper binding, which is not a bad thing. It's fine. Speaking of bindings, one downside, it just kind of happens with UK bindings. It has a nice little headband there and a tail band on the bottom. I think they're mostly decorative. A lot of these books are glued. The signatures are glued in. The signatures not necessarily being, the actual signature. The signatures being the packets of pages are glued in. And then finally, we have The Warrior, I, the Warrior, number 2 by Steve and Aryan. This one, Every Living Creature Knows Fear, features now King Kell. But look at that. Look at those stenciled edges. Those are so cool. This features Kell going overseas to help a friend stop a plague. Very nice. So it's got the same kind of paper binding. But look at those edges. This hopefully should match 164. It does. Steve and Aryan. And I can't tell you too much about this because I haven't read either of the titles yet. But I got to get back on that. I'll read them, give you a review, let you know what I think. But both of these, it's 3 books, but these 2 were sold as a set. So both of these, being The Quest for Heroes and Prince of Thorns, are sold out on the Broken Binding. However, they have just announced that they're going to be doing their kind of out-of-print sale soon. They've got several titles, including the first Law trilogy, which was part of their subscription series. The Willowing Flame, the second series. They have leftover sets for that, and they're going to be on sale soon. And that also includes Quest for Heroes, Prince of Thorns, a bunch of other sold-out titles, including the Book Eaters, which I'm going to try to grab. Including some that, like Babel, Babel by R.F. Kuang. That one is still available, but I think there were like unsigned or slightly dinged copies that'll be on sale as well. Over on I believe it's going to be on the brokenbindingsub.com. They have 2 sites, both in the description below. thebrokenbinding.com is just a regular trade store. It's kind of like an online bookstore. You don't necessarily get any exclusive editions. It's just, what you see is what you get. You get signed editions, very nice, but they're not going to be fancy. They're not Broken Binding exclusive. You could find them on other UK sites like Waterstones. Thebrokenbindingsub.com is got two main purposes. One is the subscription, which there's a wait list for. And then the other one is the Dragon's Hoard, where you can get titles such as these, which have very, very beautiful features. They're not all stenciled like this. See, the only problem with doing, videos like this is you can't get the whole stencil in the picture like that without having so much blank space on the side. Anyways, you get beautiful stenciled books like that, also signed as well, because they're exclusive. So like I said, that is over on thebrokenbindingsub.com. Link in the description below. You can buy these later this month if you head over to their out-of-print sale. So anyways, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you around next time.